Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Austin by Starlight, episode 14. Last we left off our coterie of vampires, still yet unnamed as far as a group goes, but the 5 individuals that we have been following as of recently have all taken a slightly separate path from each other tonight. Pax and Gregor had just come from a meeting with Don Hernandez, speaking with him as to what it is that was possibly going on between Don Hernandez and Lucio de la Rosa, with leaving Pax with potential answers and potential disappointment. With Alistair and Deja doing some preparations for what might come of Alistair's father, as Alistair's sister Michelle has recently called him up asking him for help to get away from a potentially dangerous situation. And Yvette had just come away from a meeting with the Baron, informing him of exactly what was going on between Hernandez and De La Rosa coming up at the Deja's farm, insisting that should any punishment come down the pipeline, that she take the brunt of it. The noble Ventru. But first, we're going to catch up with Gregor and Pax, as Pax is still sitting in the back seat, kind of staring off, maybe a little caught up in her own thoughts, staring out the window while Gregor is driving. And we open up with the two of you driving down the city streets of Austin, the capital city of Texas. What do you do?
Miss Cassetta.
Yeah.
I do have a bit of a concern regarding the status of everyone's condition before this event. And I was hoping, if anything, I might assist in making sure that everyone were to be fed.
You're speaking about me in particular, or are you talking about yourself?
I speak to the coterie as a whole, though at this moment, I speak to you.
Well, before we do anything to concern that, how are you doing?
The beast, as it were. It does have a certain call to it, but nothing unbearable. More akin to, well, I could go many nights at this rate.
And what about active combat?
Not at my best, but not at my worst.
Right. So here's the question. Do you want to be at your best?
I believe it would serve us all well if we were all at our best. Don't you agree?
Pax kind of seems like she's in thoughtful. Can I trust you, Gregor?
I lied to you once and realized my mistake. And since then I have not lied to you since.
But can I trust you to keep a secret? That's the question I'm asking. And since you can't lie for shit, can I trust you to just not say anything?
I'm quite good at simply not speaking.
Hmm. What do you know about the way the blood manifests?
To each clan, a different curse. But that is the most that I could understand. How
Just
do you mean?
Is that all you know about? The clan curses.
Perhaps there are some that experience differences. Each clan also experiences new disciplines. I'm not sure what you mean by this.
Curse manifests itself in many different ways, dependent on the individual, not just the clan. Why don't we go and hang out by the river? I'll tell you more.
We will. And Gregor will turn down the road headed towards the river.
All right.
Finds himself a nice, quiet, isolated spot by the bank.
Pax hops out of the car and gestures for Gregor to do the same. She takes a seat on the hood. And she gestures for Gregor to come in close.
Gregor will come by. Shall I emulate what we did before and also sit next to you, Miss Posetta?
No, just come down here. She reaches up and she grabs him by the front of his shirt and pulls him down.
Gregor, are you resisting or no?
I want to roll insight.
Okay. That would be a wit's insight, Pax. Are you hiding your intentions with this, or are you being a little bit blatant?
She's kind of being a little blatant.
Okay.
She's not really.
Oh, Gregor. Pax.
It doesn't matter.
He's like, yeah, sure, whatever, man.
If you want to willpower it, Gregor, you can, but
Gregor might think she's flirting with him at this point.
yeah, Pax, it's a charisma and persuasion.
I want to see Pax's roll first, if you're rolling it.
Oh man.
Okay.
Sure. I got 2 dice, I think, to willpower, so we'll just do it. And 1.
That's good, because it's that's 1. There's something weird. You can't put your finger on it. but I'm not going to tell you one way or another whether you feel like this is some kind of death trap, whether she's flirting with you, whether it's both.
She mentioned a secret.
She did mention the
So-
secret. Maybe she wants to whisper it to you.
And that's what he's going to think. And though you can feel a slight bit of resistance, Pax, he does slowly bend down to you.
She places a soft kiss on his cheek and then moves to his neck and bites.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh. Okay. Gregor.
He's surprised and he's going to just basically push Pax down by her shoulders and laying her flat onto the car.
Okay. Then, first of all, I need you to make a resistance roll to resist the kiss. It's going to be a difficulty 2 on. Oh, Derek, what's that normal roll? I don't have the book up.
Typically, it's intelligence resolve.
Intelligence and resolve. We'll go with that. Yeah, let's go with intelligence and resolve. Let's see if you can actually resist this sort of euphoric, sort of feeling that overcomes you very quickly.
Okay.
Okay. You're able to resist it. You know what's happening. You know that she's intending to drink from you if she's bitten you like this. You know that to be taboo. You know that to be the epitome of trying to perhaps drink all of your blood and your soul.
He knows this because he's done the same for his side. To his side.
And so you could resist, and you can. And so now that you have established that you are stronger willed than that, the next step would be a strength brawl, or strength brawl grappling. Pax, are you resisting him pushing you down?
No, she's not.
You're just gonna let go.
Yep.
Okay. Then, Gregor, that's only going to be 1 point of aggravated health damage.
All right. And as the dice have shown it, yes, very, very gently as far as Gregor is concerned.
Pax isn't resisting, right?
No.
No.
She goes down with it.
Holding her there, Pax, you see a very stern look on his face. What are you intending to do, Miss Cosetta?
Well, he offered to help feed. And I asked you to keep a secret. So I'm taking you up on your offer.
Feed from others, from kindred.
It's part of the curse. I'm one of those unfortunate ones. I can't feed from anything else.
What? Does it not? Are you not affected by blood bonds? Do you not fear for your spirit?
What effects does drinking from my own kind have on my spirit? I mean, we're all damned. So what's wrong with drinking from the damned?
So if you take too much, then
You mean if I empty one of our own? Well, you have nothing to fear there right at this moment. Consider it like topping up the tank. I try not to let it get too far.
This is the only thing that can satisfy you.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Gregor,
And
oh, go ahead.
from what Boss Hernandez said to me this evening, this is the whole reason this meeting is happening.
Gregor lifts himself off of Pax and sits beside her on the hood of the vehicle, kind of leaning against it. He twiddles his fingers together somewhat nervously, and then finally takes off a glove. I don't know. Perhaps core of things. I do know. I understand. Though the difference of your condition and mine is by nature long-standing servitude. I've been a driver for a long time. A very long time. All the more reason, I suppose. The job must be completed, so. As you are my host, I've been very gracious to me. I will make this exchange, Miss Cassetta. I'm not sure the why of Don Hernandez's reasonings to ensure your feeding. I'm certain there's an entire city that you could utilize. But I suppose if that is the true reasoning behind tonight, you're very important to the man.
Just as he's important to me.
Family.
Family.
Gregor take out his thumb and just carve his wrist open. starts to bleed, and he presents it to Pax.
Pax will take it. And she's very gentle about how she takes it.
It's also a very strange flavor. You've had the sort of inky black void of Don Hernandez. You've had the sort of strong and solid wall that is Yvette. And you have this slinky knowledge that is a Nosferatu. Kind of coursing into your mouth right now.
Pax,
It's a little sour, but still sweet.
probably what Pax would taste is those potents.
Very strong.
Very strong.
Almost like a strong and sour sort of wine.
So she's going to take $1.
Which she has plenty of control to be able to do.
And then she will lick the wound closed.
Oh, but you could go on drinking that forever.
You can tell a lot of things about a kindred from the way their blood tastes. You can tell a lot of things. She wipes a bit of stray blood from the side of her face and pulls one of her slides from her pocket, wipes it on the slide and tucks it back away. You're strong. Have you ever considered something other than driving?
Been told that there are talents that I underutilize, for sure. But if I were to needlessly cave into them, then I fear too many would misunderstand my nature. Or perhaps I would fear that I would misunderstand my nature. I want to be more man than beast.
Do you even truly understand your own nature?
I think we all seek to understand it. Believe the core of it. I wish to be not simply what others would expect me.
I think your strength is certainly unexpected.
Should it have a need, I hope it will serve you.
I appreciate it. Now, I've been fed. So, Mr. Douglas, Gregor, what can I do to assist you?
Simply encourage someone into the vehicle.
You need a honeypot. And I can do that. Certainly wouldn't be the first time.
All right.
It is appreciated.
So, how do you want to do this?
Local club or pub or some kind of bar. And see if she can't catch the eye of someone and lure them in, much the same as maybe a toreador would do.
So we're looking at maybe a charisma subterfuge. And if you have a specialty for seduction, you can use it.
No, she doesn't. I would like to willpower that.
Okay.
I'll reroll one of those. Nice.
Okay. So you're able to successfully seduce someone. But you're having a hard time finding the right opportunity to lead them to the Rolls Royce. You didn't exactly come up on this bar looking as if you roll at a Rolls Royce. You, for all intents and purposes, look rather ordinary. You look like your average person. You don't look like the sort of rich go-getter that comes crawling out of such cars. So finding the right opportunity is a little bit tricky at the moment.
I could simply ask them back to my place.
How do you intend on getting there? You came in the Rolls Royce.
I could happily give them a ride in a Rolls Royce. Just because I don't look like I come for money doesn't mean I don't. Judging a book by its cover is a poor way to do things.
Okay. You are able to get them to go up to the car, but they insist on taking their own car to your place. They're just sober enough that they're not that tricksy.
Is anyone looking in the direction of the Rolls Royce?
Make me a wits awareness.
Jesus.
Willpower? Or succeed at a cost? No, you don't have any successes. Can't succeed at a cost either.
Willpower. But it's
Okay. That's 2. The Rolls Royce definitely has garnered some attention. People who are walking by are noticing the car, noticing that it's mostly empty looking. They kind of look at the windows, realize that they're kind of tinted, and kindly start to move along. But this black and lavish vehicle definitely stands out amongst the ordinary Hyundai sedan that sits next to it.
to the person that she's lured over, she's like, "Oh, you don't want me to show off? I was looking forward to it."
You know,
Greg,
go for it.
Gregor will turn on the vehicle and just barely roll down the window, just enough so the top of his hat is peeking through, but nothing else. All right?
Mm-hmm.
He will call out, "Madame, We do have business to attend to. If you could so kindly bring your guest with you.
I'll get my own ride to your place. That's fine. And the gentleman starts to walk away towards his own vehicle. Looks like.
Mm, I don't think I have the capability to force him back.
But he
I
did say he was
don't.
going to follow.
Okay. Pax is gonna get into the vehicle.
Okay.
Where
Gregor,
to?
you're driving. Where do you go?
Riverbank?
That's up to you
Is
guys.
the
Where are you going?
Let's go ahead and head out to the riverbank.
Okay.
And is the other vehicle following us?
From what you can tell,
All right.
it's a sort of kind of off-white, looks like Jeep.
Of course it's a Jeep. Of course it's a Jeep. Gregor will roll up on the riverbank and turn off the Rolls Royce. He kind of turns around.
You notice that the Jeep just stops at the top where the bridge is. It doesn't go all the way down.
Gregor at this point will turn to Pax. If you simply get them out, I can assure you I have the rest.
I think they're a little bit suspicious at this point. I mean, I can see if I can get them to get out of their vehicle, but I don't think they will. Would you?
Suppose not. I do not know other locations.
Is there a nice apartment complex that I know of that wouldn't have a lot of people coming and going at this hour?
That would be an intelligent streetwise, but it would be a pretty high difficulty.
Gregor has gone around and mapped the city before with Yvette a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have a thing on like a dot or two in Streetwise. Can I assist?
You can assist with your streetwise, yep.
So adding one.
Yep.
Not bad, not bad.
It's hard to really know. There's lots of apartment complexes in this city. The right one that doesn't have a whole lot of coming and going, that you're certain has an empty kind of shelter space. You can think of a couple of the Dawn's safe houses, and they're pretty tucked away. But that's also at the risk of Gregor knowing where the safe houses are.
He doesn't have to know that they're safe houses.
But you don't know what the Dawn has stored there at any given time. Everything's constantly moving. Not sure what's there or not.
We just have to use the parking lot. She's gonna give Gregor the address of one of them. One that's reasonably secluded.
He will utilize the riverbank, make it look like he was turning around along the road and head towards the address, making sure that the Jeep is still following.
To get the Jeep to continue to follow you, I'm going to ask for a charisma drive from Gregor.
Charisma drive.
Yep.
Oh boy. Can I?
Because you're trying to be convincing and trying not to draw suspicion.
That's gonna be rough. Can I arouse?
You can if you'd like to.
Oh god,
No,
that'd almost be useless though.
I know that you're running a little rough.
Yeah, we'll just run it. Just run it, Bear. Hope for the best.
Okay.
Oof.
And the best still happened.
You can tell that the car, that the Jeep is starting to allow other vehicles to cut in on the highway. And after a moment, seems to get off the highway. It doesn't seem to have drawn his attention nearly that much. Must not have been nearly that interested.
No. Well, Miss Cosetta, I appreciate the venture. I do think, if I remember correctly, we have Miss Deja awaiting us.
Yeah. Sigh. An attempt was made.
No apologies necessary. All good things come in time. And he will turn and head towards Deja's.
All right. Speaking of Deja's farm, there are a couple of kindred already there. One of which is Alistair Knight, the other being the owner of said property, having just led Michelle to the upstairs bedroom where she may sort of curl up for the night as you haven't awoken your housemates either, Angelique and Piter. They seem to still be asleep. And so you come back downstairs to Alistair. The two of you, maybe he's gathered some tools, maybe you've gathered some tools. What do you do?
Angelique and Piter shouldn't be there. They should be.
Oh, right, they were
out
out.
of town right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, they were out. That's me having a stupid brain fart again.
It's okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
They're there in body and or mind and spirit. They will live with us forever.
Deja went and got her bag, and then went to the back room where she keeps tools, and grabbed a bottle of map gas and a pair of pliers.
Okay.
To add to her bag.
All right. You have a bag full of things?
Yes.
Alistair's just going to be... I'm going to be pacing back and forth thinking.
That is what you see, Deja. Yeah.
When Deja comes back in, he'll stop and turn. I apologize for involving you in this tonight. We should probably inform the others as well. but there are a couple of things I would like to borrow, and I would like to keep my family safe tonight.
Yeah, of course. If I have it, just let me know.
I need a roll of duct tape and a pillowcase.
She'll go to the same hall closet where she grabbed the extra blankets for Michelle and grab a pillowcase, and then she'll, as she comes back downstairs, hand that to Alistair, and then we'll return to her workroom and grab a large roll of solid black friction tape.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you need?
No, I have an idea of what to do tonight, but I don't know the end goal. I just know that this will never happen again. Hold on, let me, he'll pull out his phone, let me send a text to the others. And he'll, send a group text, can you meet at the farm?
And who is all in that group?
This would be to, Pax and to Yvette.
Okay.
Pax to be real quick to respond. Already on our way.
And how does Yvette answer?
Bonjour. Bonsoir.
It was a text. How do you answer the text? Saying that, asking if
it's
you
not
can
a
meet
phone
at the
call,
farm. Yeah.
I can do a phone call if that's what you prefer.
Oh no, it's okay. She will respond with that she will be there momentarily. She is just finishing up a couple of errands, as is expected to maintain her masquerade.
All right. Then the two ladies will arrive shortly, according to their texts.
Now, Mr. Knight, you said this is never gonna happen again. How do you intend on making certain of this?
It depends on how cooperative he is.
There's really only one way to make sure something like this never happens again, and that generally ends up with whomever not breathing anymore.
I'm hoping that will not come to this, but if it is, then I assure you I will handle it. And he's just going to kind of like, his face will change subtly, and he's going to kind of, his face is going to go cold a little bit.
Cold and calculating. Predatory, even.
I'll inform you of the basic plan when everyone gets here.
You've never fed on your father before. Wonder what that would taste like.
Contempt.
By
We might find
everyone.
out.
Sorry. By everyone, just who do you mean?
I sent a text to Pax and to Yvette.
I see. Deja, seeing how Alistair's mood and demeanor has changed, is going to remove her pistol from her backpack
Mm,
and keep it a lot closer to hand should the need arise.
very well. And before too long, as the two of you are waiting in the house, you do see a pair of cars, not necessarily together, maybe separately, but a pair of cars have started to drive up the driveway. One of which is the black Rolls Royce, and the other is noticeably Yvette's.
I'll walk out to meet them.
Deja will walk out and lock the house. How heavy of a sleeper is your sister, Alistair?
It depends. She should be okay for a little bit. I don't plan for her to stay the whole night here. I didn't know where else to put her, and I wasn't thinking clearly. I was quite a bit too angry. I apologize for dumping this on your doorstep, but with my plan. I'm going to take what loose cash, last bit of loose cash that I have, and I'm going to put them in the hotel for the short term until we can maybe find a place for them.
As long as she's sleeping, I wouldn't bother her.
Okay. And I'll walk out to the cars.
Alright.
Gregor will turn off the Rolls Royce, but he won't get out of the vehicle.
Pax will. She has no qualms about getting out.
I would be standing a little bit further away from the Rolls Royce, waiting for everybody to gather.
Alright.
Something.
As now that everybody's here, I will lay out the situation. My father, the bastard that he is, never really touched my mother or my sister. Mostly it was emotional and gaslighting that he liked to prefer for them. My sister showed up tonight with marks on her neck. This is unacceptable to me. I will do something about this tonight.
He tried to strangle her.
I don't know what he did, but I'm going to find out. That you can be assured of.
If she has hand marks around her neck, he tried to strangle her.
Yes, I am assuming so.
As Pax says that, she kind of reaches up to her own neck and rubs it, almost as if she understands that feeling.
Seeing that everyone seems to be getting a bit feisty out there, Gregor will open the door ajar slightly. Is all right?
I'll look over to Gregor. Gregor, I have a personal matter to attend to tonight. And he's still got that cold look. I mean no disrespect, but this is a matter that I wish to keep between me and my coterie.
I see. Well, in the meantime, might I do to assist? I want to ensure that all preparations are set for tomorrow evening. Is there anything I can do and prepare for you in the midst of times?
I'll look to Deja and Pax.
As a reminder, this is the first you're hearing of tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
Beg your
night.
pardon? What's tomorrow night?
The meeting.
Tomorrow,
Right.
Say what?
I suspected that Miss Cassetta had informed you all preemptively. As much with the cell phone, similar to that, but that was my odd assumption.
Can't talk about that kind of stuff over the cell phone.
Certainly not.
So this is the first time they've heard of it.
The meeting is tomorrow. Tomorrow evening.
See.
My primary concerns is making sure that everyone is fed before the event and well prepared. For any possibility.
I think your primary concern tonight should be making sure that you're ready to go, Gregor. How's the rest of everybody doing? All of you.
I will feed after I conclude my business.
I'm as prepared as I'm gonna be, and as well as I can be.
What about you, Yvette? You've been quiet this whole time.
It is of little consequence.
Really starting to hate hearing that.
Is there anything with you that is ever of consequence?
Yeah. And I know what a Glock tastes like because of it.
Let's not go on that.
Monsieur Knight, let us, how do the Americans say it? Keep our heads in the game.
Yes.
At this exact moment, I am prepared and capable at all the tasks that must be performed. I was asked to end up coming out to this farm. I presumed it had something to end up doing with Monsieur Douglas's request. When I found out it was Monsieur Knight who ended up having a matter to end up discussing, I will end up hearing what is requested for the evening and execute it appropriately.
Yes.
Right. Now, you said this is to do with your...
All done. Gregor, I think I will meet you, or I think we'll see you back at the house. This is a personal matter.
Right. Sorry. My bad.
I see.
My apologies.
None necessary. Miss Cassetta, At your leave, then. I will be sure to make sure that all preparations are made on my part.
Thank you, Gregor.
My thanks to you. To the rest of you, good luck tonight. And Gregor will get back into the Rolls Royce, start it up, and head on out. He is, in fact, going to hunt his traditional way.
Okay.
So we can do that later, though.
Yeah, we can come back to that.
I'll look over at Yvette. I know we have had problems, but this is my olive branch. I seek your assistance tonight in a personal matter that I think you can sympathize with. My family is under a threat, and I will remove that. But I want to make sure that they get somewhere safe that I don't know of anyone else that could protect them like you can. It may be overkill, but you can understand wanting that for your family.
Yvette ends up taking a moment to compose herself. For those who may be watching, you can see that she's thumbing the wedding ring upon her finger. If it is what is requested by you, and blessed by the coterie, then I will do so to the best of my capability.
My sister is here. We will go get my mother. If you can come back and pick up my sister. And he'll reach into his pocket and take out a wad of cash. Use this to get them a room for a couple of days. Somewhere safe.
I know of a few safe houses that have been used for clients before. I will take them to something appropriate.
I appreciate this.
Before we go ahead with anything, how is your sister's health?
She is physically as okay as you can expect. Mentally, however, she never had to bear the brunt of what happened in her youth.
Pax turns her gaze to Deja. Did you see her injuries?
I did. She's a bit shaky. And, my understanding is she was, unwilling to share the circumstances that led to her injuries.
Right.
The only concern I have with leaving her here is we have quite a number of surprises. And I don't think she would wander, but... And I'll look over at Deja. As much as I would enjoy your help, do you think it would be better if one of us stayed here with her?
You said she should be sleeping for a while. But at the mention of Pax mentioning, did I see her injuries? Deja wants to try and use premonition to see if she can see what happened with that.
Okay. Then roll arouse and the premonition roll.
Right. Rouse.
You loving on that cat is so great.
Success.
The star of the show has appeared.
Such a baby.
Trying not to draw attention to him.
That is
You failed.
solve. 5 successes.
So, thinking upon Michelle, the things that you see are that there was a fight, a verbal fight, arguing back and forth about some grades or some minuscule and minor thing that didn't seem to be up to par for Professor Knight. She quips back that that was an invasion of her privacy, as she does not take any of her father's classes. But one thing leads to another. He gets angry. The other woman in the room tries to intervene, but she's shoved away. And the spotlight is solely on Michelle. He tosses her around. She's battered physically. Trying to tell him to stop. And then next thing you see is she's outside in the hoodie, running from the house, running towards the corner store. She doesn't make eye contact. In fact, nothing goes outside of that spotlight bubble. Nothing is perceived outside that spotlight bubble. It is only on her. Nothing else around her. Nothing else matters. Just getting away.
I see.
Finally calling Alistair. And that is where the story ends.
When I was watching that scene, did it appear that his mother had been harmed, or was she just shoved as well?
She was shoved kind of out of this spotlight ring, and it's almost as if the spotlight ring gets smaller and smaller as time goes on.
Alright.
Everything else around is black.
I see. Okay. As far as you're concerned about your sister, there is nowhere that she can get in the house, as she doesn't have any keys anywhere to get anything or get into anything that could harm her. And as long as she's as heavy of a sleeper as you say she is, she should be fine unless she start wandering around the property on her own.
With how dark it is out here, I doubt that will be a thing.
So
Okay.
I think she'll be fine. And there's a bit of bite to her words as she's saying this, and remembering the visions that she's just had.
Everything about what you saw angers you.
Yes.
Right. I thank you, Deja, for helping me in this, and Pax, The reason I asked you here is should something go wrong, I trust your judgment and your expertise. But I didn't bring you here to take care of it for me. I just needed your help to do this.
Well, you got it.
I'm going to try to get my mother to leave the house. Go to a friend's, or go with Yvette to get my sister and go to a hotel for the night. I'll confront my father. We will see what happens.
Frankly, I'm worried about the well-being of the two women involved in this.
Yes.
Once a man starts laying his hands, he doesn't stop.
As I said, we'll see how agreeable he is. Alistair's not really making eye contact with anyone. He's just staring kind of at the floor, thinking, calculating, rethinking, planning contingencies, seeing what he can think of that might come up. Alright, we should get this over with. The night is young and we have a lot of preparation, because tomorrow is a big day. I apologize for this being a problem that we have to deal with on the eve of something that's so important.
Don't apologize. There's nothing you can do to stop what's already been done. All we can do is solve the problem and stop it from happening again.
Understood. Alistair's going to walk and go get into his car. If any of you wish to ride with me, it'd be fine.
Pax climbs into the passenger seat.
Deja will climb into the back seat. When she sets her bag down, everybody in the car will hear lots of metal and a heavy thud clanking together.
Yvette will end up taking her own vehicle.
All right.
I will lead everybody to the night estate.
All right. To the home of Professor Knight.
As they're making their way, Deja's gonna take her keys and remove the key to the front door off of the key ring, knowing that Alistair has asked for Yvette to come back and pick his sister up.
Okay. I believe that is where we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be right back, everyone, with more Austin by Starlight. We will be back soon. Welcome back, everyone, to Austin by Starlight, episode 14. Our coterie gathered together with Alistair explaining that there was a need to protect his sister, a need to stand up for her against the sort of tyrant of a father that Alistair has. And so, in sharing this information, the four of them have gathered together outside the estate of Professor Knight. It's a 2-story home, fairly large for a 4-person family. Each Each story looks like it covers a wide amount of space. The front drive is immaculate concrete. The lawn is neatly cut. The cars set in the driveway as they should be. Everything is nice and neat on the outside of this home. But Alistair, you know what goes on behind those closed doors. And even beyond, sometimes in the interior. So, here you stand. Childhood home. What do you do?
Alistair will. Well, I will step out. I will take my jacket off and start rolling up my sleeves as I walk to the front door.
Pax has been right beside him this whole time.
All right.
Deja is right behind them.
And Yvette?
Yvette's ready to go when she's called upon.
Is she standing outside of her car? Is she waiting in the car? What is she doing?
Perhaps waiting here just outside of the door.
Okay.
Things can get messy, and her particular talents may end up coming to be useful here.
Okay. So Alistair and Deja and Pax all sort of walk up towards the house. Yvette stays behind, kind of next to her own vehicle, ready to leave with Mrs. Knight at a moment's notice. So, the sidewalk is neat. There are no signs of disturbance on the outside of this house. You walk up towards the door, a very kind of dark and heavy door. And you give it a
ring
knock.
the doorbell.
You give it a doorbell. Okay. You don't hear an answer. No one comes to the door immediately.
I'll check the knob.
It's unlocked.
I will walk inside.
Okay. And what you see...
I will pop heightened sense. Oh, I see something.
Yes, because there are lights on in the house. You see your father sitting in his usual chair, reading the paper, much like he always does. TV playing in the background.
I'm going to pop heightened senses. Do I hear my mother anywhere? Breathing, movement, whimpering.
Make me a wits plus awareness plus all specs. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Please wait here for a moment. I will go find my mother. And I will head upstairs to her room and look for her.
Where do you think you're going?
I will deal with you in a moment. I am going to speak with mother.
You don't live at this house anymore, remember?
I'm not entertaining him. I'm going to find my mother.
And he looks over to you, Deja and Pax, and I'm sorry, who are you?
We're friends of your dear son.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Knight.
Yes, pleasure.
Deja doesn't speak. She just glares at him.
And so, Alistair, you go up the stairs to the master bedroom, and you find your mother sitting in her usual spot, reading a book. Hal, what are you doing here?
I came to get you.
Get me.
Yes. Michelle came to me tonight.
Did she now?
Yes.
I see.
I could stand by while he is just verbally abusive to you all. That is your choice to take, but the moment he starts laying hands on you, that is unacceptable. I do not think it's safe for you tonight here. I'd like you to go with a friend of mine to pick up Michelle until we can figure out what to do. Stay in a hotel room for a day or two.
She starts to speak further quietly, Alistair. He's going to be angry.
Let me deal with him. I will make sure that nothing will happen to you again.
You are just a child. You are my son. It is my duty to protect you.
You always did the best you could. But I stopped being a child a long time ago. He'll walk over and kind of like put a hand on her cheek. Do this for me. We will get, if we have to get restraining orders, we will figure out what to do. If
Alistair,
I do not wish for him to
don't
hurt you
do
again.
this.
Don't worry about me. I will keep you all safe. I will never let him hurt you. I couldn't take it.
No. No, I can't let that happen.
It's
I won't.
okay. Mother, trust me. I have never asked you for anything when it comes to this. This is for more of my peace of mind than anything else. I would not be able to sleep if I knew you were staying here. If there was a chance that he would lay his hands on you.
You don't know anything. You don't know anything, Hal.
What don't I know? And I'll sit like on the ottoman in front of her. I'll get down to her eye level and take her hand. Tell me. I cannot do anything if I do not have all the information.
Do you know why he avoided you as much as he did? Because I took the brunt of it. for you. I couldn't let him hurt my babies. And he's going to come up these stairs, and he is going to hurt you.
He will try. Mother. I am not the child that I used to be. In fact, you know,
Your hands are so cold.
it is a cold night out, I'm sorry. I'll blush of life. I'll take my hands away and like kind of rub them there and I'll blush of life. That is my fault. I'm too angry to be thinking. You protected me all this time and I did not know. He will never hurt you again. I will make sure of this. We will figure it out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But I want you safe. Yes,
Where
if
could I
have
go?
to. For the short term, a hotel room. I will arrange a place for you to stay till we figure out how you want to proceed.
You know he'll find me.
No, he won't. One of the friends I have downstairs does this for a living. I have trusted. I
Does
will trust her.
what?
Protects people.
Why
You trust me, Mother.
You are my son. What kind of a question is that?
And I'll put my hand on her cheek again and reach out, start standing up and say, give her a kiss on the forehead. Quickly pack a bag, just the essentials that you need, and follow me downstairs. My friend will take you to pick up my sister, and you will stay the night in the hotel room until I can make a more permanent accommodations. I will keep you safe.
And she nods, and she slowly stands up from the chair, closing the book that she was reading. She goes over to the closet and pulls out looks like a full duffel bag, wraps it around her shoulder, and starts to go out the door with you.
If he says anything or gets up, the pretty one in the suit that is standing outside the door, say that you are my mother, and she will show you a way. Don't worry about me. I'm going to talk to Father, and then we are going to leave.
Oh, well, Esther. I hope you know what you're doing.
I'm the smart one, remember? And I'll get a smile on my face. It'll be somewhat fake, given how angry I am, and I'm probably trying not to tremble too much.
And she's also giving you a somewhat fake smile, given the circumstance.
I'll just give her another kiss and grab her by the hand and lead her down the stairs.
And you lead her down the stairs, and your father calls out to you. So this is it then, huh?
No. I'll lead her to the door and show her to Yvette.
When Deja sees them coming downstairs, she will walk over and hand Alistair the key. Make sure Yvette gets this.
Yes. I'll step outside the door for a moment, hand the key to Yvette. Yvette, this is my mother.
Hello.
Bonsoir, Mademoiselle Knight. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, that was unexpected.
Please, if you will join me. She gestures, her case in hand.
Okay. And she slowly, scaredly, walks with you towards your car.
I'd like to make a note that during this whole thing, Pax actually puts herself between Alistair's father and his mother.
I'll watch and wait for them to drive away before I go back in and talk to my father.
Yvette will end up opening up the rear passenger door and assist Mademoiselle Knight to end up entering it.
Mm-hmm.
Very smiled, very polite, and this is simply another client. When she hopes that Mademoiselle Knight ends up entering into the vehicle, she closes the door, almost akin to Monsieur Douglas, before arriving back in front, sliding the case into the passenger seat, begins to start the vehicle. I am led to believe your daughter is someone we are to be getting into contact with. Would you be kind enough to direct us towards them, please?
And Yvette, you would know that they're back at the farmhouse, that she's back at the farmhouse. And so you would be on your way towards the farmhouse again.
Fair enough. Then I start to end up making my way.
All right.
I proceed to indulge Mademoiselle F. Knight in whatever small conversation she may have, but for the most part, I place this as a pleasant evening, or at the very least, business as usual.
All right. And so Yvette and Mrs. Knight make their way towards the farmhouse to go and get Michelle, leaving the other three and Mr. Knight at the home.
I'll walk in and I'll stand across the living room from my father.
And he hasn't gotten up from his chair yet. He's kind of sat there, his arms folded, one leg crossed over the other. He's set the paper down by now, but he's just kind of eyeing all of you. I was wondering when you'd get the balls.
You think that I never did anything because I lacked the balls. I always hoped that you would become the man that she deserved. This is the only reason I have tolerated you.
So what are you going to do about it now?
You will never lay a hand or an unkind word on them again.
Says who?
You seem to misunderstand me. I am not asking you. I am telling you.
And do you think that just because you have two, women to back you up, that you're somehow more powerful?
See, you are a smart man, a professor. You know many things.
And you're an idiot.
But you lack to see the obvious. Out of the three of us, I would be more scared of those two if I were you. But you don't see that. You see another weak woman that you can push around. That is because you are stupid. And you make assumptions. And assumptions are the mother of all fuck-ups.
At this point, Pax is grinning ear to ear, listening to Alistair's statement.
Dacia's grinning just as broadly and widely as Pax.
Well. What? What are you going to do to me now, Alistair? What can you possibly do?
That depends.
What do you find so fucking funny?
I find this whole situation funny. The fact that you still think you have some power over this family. That is over. You are the head of shit. The fact that you ever fit to be called head of family sickens me.
I don't remember ever claiming some kind of title.
You certainly acted like it.
You acted like an entitled brat.
I wonder where he got that from.
You
Some
shut your
behaviors
mouth, you damn
aligned.
bitch.
When he says that, Dacia's gonna run over and, with the flat of her palm, pop him on the nose to break his nose.
Okay. I need Dacia to do a strength brawl. Ooh, let's see how bad this gets.
Alistair's just standing there with his arms crossed.
Strength brawl? Okay.
Damn.
Holy shit. Okay, that's...
And that's 14 successes.
No. It's only 5 critical.
Outright just drives his
Holy-
own nose into his brain.
No, you've seen Mortal Kombat. This is the uppercut removing the head.
No, this is not the uppercut. This is the flat of the palm against the bridge of the nose.
Yeah, driving his nose into his brain.
Potentially.
You said 5 successes on a crit.
Yes. It is not a messy critical.
Okay. It is very broken. Very broken. His face, to an extent, has kind of collapsed on itself.
Mr.
It is almost as if he has no nose anymore. And it is gushing blood out of the front of his face. What hunger are you at?
2.
Okay, you're controllable. Oh, but it
Yes,
smells so good.
I don't think you quite understand.
I'll
You should
simply... Oh, sorry.
You should be very careful whom you are calling such nasty words, Mr. Knight. Some of us will not tolerate your abuses, verbal or otherwise.
God damn. And he's just
I'm going to
spewing
walk to the hall
obscenities.
closet. I'm going to walk to the hall closet and get a towel. And I'm going to walk over and toss it to him. Father, you seem to have something on the front of your shirt. Make yourself presentable before company.
You fucking insolent.
Please. Give me another reason.
Pax is actually going to step up and put a hand on Deja's shoulder. Say, now, Deja. If that didn't teach him his lesson, I don't think anything that you do will. However, Pax kind of leans down and picks up that towel that Alistair threw at his father, wraps it up, and gently presses it to Mr. Knight's face to stop the bleeding. She says,
Stop!
Mr. Knight, I don't think you understand your situation here.
Just stop touching me.
Stop struggling. And when she says that, she actually applies just a little bit more pressure just to make sure that it hurts. Mr. Knight, what did you do to your daughter and to your wife?
None of your business. This is
Really?
family business.
She presses just a little bit harder.
Fuck.
None of my business. Mr. Knight, you remind me of a man that I know. People like you don't deserve to be called by a name. You've taken this far beyond just family business. I should know. I know a lot about family.
He kind of looks over to you, Alistair. Does she do all the talking for you now?
As I said, if you were smart, you would realize that I'm not the most dangerous person in the room. But I do not need them to do the talking or the fighting for me. If you two wouldn't mind, I'd like a word alone with my father.
Of course, Alistair.
Deja is still very angry and visibly wants to get her hands on him again, but she will relent.
Pax actually grabs Alice's father's hand and moves it to his own face to hold the towel there, and she says, keep a bit of pressure on that. We don't want you bleeding too much. Then she gets up and moves back.
Oh. He's still spewing obscenities about how much it fucking hurts.
When they get to a place where they can, Deja will share what she knows of what happened with Pax.
Mm-hmm. Share your vision. Okay.
Yes.
Leaving Alistair with Mr. Knight.
Now, I hadn't wanted them to get involved. That is not why I brought them. I brought them to keep me from doing something stupid.
Fat lot of good that did.
Well, you know the saying that the kids use nowadays. You fuck around and you find out. But that brings us back to you and me. I never had trust in you. So what am I going to do now that you have done the one thing that I deem irreparable? Come to find out after talking to Mother, you are taking more out on her than she ever led on. Had I known this, this day would have came a lot sooner.
I still don't see you doing something about it, Alistair.
So what is it? What would you like me to do?
I don't know.
Fisticuffs, pistols at 10 paces. I am all ears.
Whatever the fuck you want. You don't think I saw this day coming eventually?
Yet you still did everything that you did.
You're a scrawny little pipsqueak. You needed to be taught a lesson.
Hmm.
You needed to man up.
You wanted to be more like you.
At least I'm better than my father.
Oh. That thought scares me.
Yeah, you never knew your granddad. 'Cause he drunk himself into a liver failure. Good
Well,
riddance.
you know, I don't think I can trust you. I don't think that your shattered ego would let you let any of this go. I don't trust that you won't show up trying to find mother and sister. I don't trust that you can be civil.
She's my wife.
Things change. I doubt that'll be lasting for long. What she ever saw in you, I will never know. One thing's for sure. I don't think you're fit to breathe the same air as them.
What?
Stand up, father.
Why?
I'm going to entertain a thought. A last chance for you to teach me a lesson.
What are you intending to do, Alistair?
I'm going to give him a chance to defend himself, but I am going to subdue him. And I haven't decided if I want to just beat him up and knock him out or eat his ass. But I'm leaving kind of open-ended things in case I fury. It's your call in some part of some of this. Alistair is very much not thinking about the future. He knows through the logic that there's only one end to this, that the equation will ever be balanced and his family will be safe.
No. No, you're too far gone. You're your own man now. You don't need me anymore. Right? Isn't that what you've been trying to prove?
I stopped trying to prove things to you a long time ago.
Why do you still come around here?
Because you still had two things that I did care about. I never would have figured you for a coward, though. I thought you would love to have one more chance to put your hands on me.
How fucking dare you? Get out of my house.
You can hit a woman. You can choke a woman. You can berate and beat a child. But the man standing in front of you, all you can do is sit there and bleed.
Is that what you really want?
I want you to come with me.
To where?
You don't have to worry about that.
Then no.
Again,
Get out of my house.
you
Get out of my house.
seem to misunderstand your position again. I am not asking you.
I need you to make me a frenzy check.
Okay.
Difficulty 2. Because your beast does not like being told what to do. You have made that abundantly clear that you and your beast do not like
I'm fine with this man telling me what to do.
You don't like him telling you get out of the fucking house.
Just a
Okay,
quick
just click frenzy.
Yep.
can Pax hear all of this happening?
You can hear Mr. Knight shouting, "Get out of my house!" at this point.
Pax is going to move back to the doorway to make sure that she's there in case anything goes down.
Deja will follow Pax.
Okay.
Damn. I am cold and calculated in this moment.
You are cool as a cucumber. Oh, but that itch to just shove those nasal bones just a little bit deeper.
As I said, there's only one way you'll get me out of this house. I'll take my hands out of my pockets. I'm waiting, Father. You're either coming with me, one way or the other. How do you decide? And I'll kind of tilt my head and just look at him, and the coldness will go into my face.
Now, what kind of psychopath are you?
We're all products of our upbringing. This is what you made.
I'm calling the police. And he's going towards the kitchen to go grab a phone.
I'm going to walk over and stand in front of him.
Get out of my way. And he's going to kind of shoulder check you, but not actually shove you.
I'm going to punch him in the stomach.
Okay. Give me a strength and brawl.
You know what? And I will rouse the blood for this because I want this to hurt.
Okay.
I'm not looking to kill him, but I want him to be on the ground coughing for a good amount of time. Two successes, and I can willpower for some more if it's not enough.
You can do as much as you like. He is mortal.
No, you know what? 2 successes is good enough. I'm not looking to kill the man.
Okay. He does double over. And he's breathing heavily. Very heavily. Starting to wheeze, even. Are you happy now, Alistair?
Unlike you, I never took joy in this.
Liar. You see it all over your face. You're a bigger monster.
have no idea. But you will. And I'm going to call out, Pax, I left 2 things on the front seat. Could you bring them in, please?
Not a problem. Don't do anything stupid. Pax goes out to go get them.
All right.
You would find the pillowcase and a roll of duct tape.
Oh, fantastic. Should bring him back in.
Mr. Knott, are you not proud of the product of your raising? Are you ashamed? Or are you afraid? Is that why you continue to belittle him?
Oh, I need to make a rouse check.
Mm.
Sorry.
Yes.
Success.
All right. Sorry, Deja was talking to you, Alistair.
No, to not Alistair, to his father.
Oh.
I believe she said something along the lines of, "Aren't you not proud of what you've raised?"
Or are you just afraid? Is that why you continue to belittle and berate him?
You don't know anything.
I know enough to know you put your hands on a girl reason or cause for you to do so. And if you want to put your hands on another, I'll gladly give you another reminder why you should think otherwise.
You've made your point.
I don't think I have.
You've made your point.
It didn't always have to be like this, Father. But you made your bed and you'll have to lie in it.
What do you mean? He's starting to get his breath back.
Is Pax back in?
I don't think she would be at this point now. She didn't do it. And as soon as she comes in, she hands him the headpiece and moves behind Alistair's father.
He's kind of on his knees, kind of doubled over on the ground, the blood kind of spilling all over the floor.
Alright, Father, stand up.
Oh, but keep your head forward. We don't want you choking on your own blood.
Yes.
And you see that he's doing so, but he's slow. Labored.
And as soon as he stands up, I'm going to use the duct tape and I'm going to start taping his arms down to his sides.
Really? What is this? Some kind of sick joke?
Do you see or hear any of us laughing?
Mr. Knight, the sick joke is what you did to your wife and your child. That's the sick joke here. You're the sick joke.
What more are you trying to prove?
Do you feel guilty? Are you hurting?
My nose hurts fucking badly, yes. My chest hurts.
As soon as he's tied up, I'm gonna go ahead and push him so he falls into his chair and start tying up his feet.
He falls very easily.
Mr. Knight, do you think this is anywhere near the amount of pain you've put your family through? Do you feel guilty yet? Do you feel like repenting? Asking for forgiveness?
You've made your point. You've made your point. What?
I don't think we have.
I'm going to look up at him.
What do you want from me, Alistair?
I told you. I stopped wanting things from you a long time ago.
Then why
The
can't...
only reason I let you even breathe the same air as my mother and sister was because they had a love for you still. I stopped thinking that you could become a good man a long time ago.
Then what is with all of this? My chest hurts.
Didn't I make it clear earlier? I said you're not fit to breathe the same air as them.
With Alistair tying him up, taping him up, and Pax standing behind him, Daisy's just going to walk over, tap what's left of the end of his nose. Pay attention. You think the pain you're feeling now is anything you've caused the entire family? We're just getting started, Mr. Knight.
You can see that there are like tears of pain in his eyes. And he's struggling to keep conscious.
Pax is going to lean down into his ear. Why don't you beg, Worm? Beg for the forgiveness of your son, for the forgiveness of your wife, for the forgiveness of your daughter. Beg for forgiveness.
Just stop. Stop. This is too much.
Clearly it's not.
I have one more thing to say to you before we leave tonight. You may think this is some misguided attempt at revenge. Know that everything that you did to me is... I have let go of that. This is not revenge for what you did to me. This is not revenge for what you did to my sister or my mother. This is me balancing an equation that keeps them safe.
And his head goes slack and he goes unconscious.
I'm just going to put a piece of tape over his mouth, throw the pillow over his thing, and throw him up over my shoulder. Cleaning supplies are in that closet. Can you,
Alistair, take the tape off his mouth. He needs to breathe. His nose is caved in.
He's not going
very
to be able
right.
to breathe through that.
Pull it off. Very well. Could one of you, go into that
Which
closet there? There's some cleaning supplies. I'll be back in to help, in a moment. I just need to go put him in the trunk.
Deja will go over to the closet and begin removing the supplies to begin cleaning the mess that she made.
Alistair, I will walk out and I will put him in the trunk, making sure that he has nothing obstructing him, making sure nothing back there that he could, thrash around and, like, I don't want him to thrash around and knock himself out on a jack or something. But, and I will shut the trunk and I will walk in and say, I'll be right back. I need to do one more thing. And I'm going to go upstairs and go about getting his luggage, getting his best suits, like all of the personal effects that he always has with him,
Mm-hmm.
and packing a couple of bags
Mm-hmm.
and bring them down and put them in the car.
Okay.
And then I'll go back in and help clean up.
Okay. It's pretty easy enough. So, you spend a good amount of time cleaning up the mess that was left in the whole of the house. You know, getting what you could out of some of the upholstery. Kind of just tossing away rags as they become dirty. So,
I'll
Any of this?
everything
Go ahead.
that we have that is soiled and everything, I'll get a trash bag and bring it with us.
Deja looks at Alistair. Is any of this very expensive? I think you might need to burn some of this if you're trying to get rid of anything.
How bad does it look?
Well, let's see how well you can clean up. Make me a wits and awareness. We'll just
Can
call it.
I assist?
Yeah, since you all are cleaning together.
Can I argue for a different role?
What role?
An intelligence investigation to look around and see what other people might notice and
Not intelligence. It'd be wits.
wits and investigation?
Yep.
Okay,
You're
it's
trying
the
to do
same
this
dice roll
quickly.
then.
Yep.
I'll assist.
Okay.
I will also assist.
All right.
Oh, so they're assisting me, so two assists.
Yep.
I will spend a willpower to reroll 2 dice.
Okay.
That is 4 successes.
You're fairly certain that you got it out enough that nobody's really going to notice?
Okay. How does the chair look where he was sitting?
Like I said, it looks like
Okay.
it's...
I didn't know if we had to get rid of the chair, but okay, if it looks good enough, I think it'll pass. Thank you all for this. I guess we should head back to the house. If it's okay, I would like to keep them in the basement until I figure out what I'm going to do to them.
Yeah. I'm okay with you taking him back there. Alistair, I think you really need to think over what you're gonna do really carefully.
Yes, I didn't want to be hasty.
Be careful of any of our kind coming through. It reeks of blood. Still.
Yes. I'll start to walk out, go out to the car, and start heading back to the coterie house.
All right.
Locking the door on the way out.
Can I get you to take me back to the farm some? Either of you.
Yes. I can take you to the farm first.
Thank you.
It's the least I can do.
I hope I wasn't out of line with your father back there, but I didn't like the tone of his voice.
I don't think any of us like the tone of his voice.
That is something that I wish going to do myself, but honestly, it is amusing the fact that it probably hurt his pride that the woman broke his nose.
I think I broke more than his nose out.
True.
If he survives this, I'm thinking he may need some plastic surgery because I think I broke the maxilla too.
Hmm.
At least that's what it felt like.
I can give him some basic first aid when we get him settled. See if I can straighten him out a little bit.
Just make sure you don't roll him on his back. We don't need him choking on his own blood right now.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I had a thought. My specialty, something that I do for Boss Hernandez. My skills are meant for extracting information, but they can be used for other things if need be. I certainly wouldn't be I certainly wouldn't mind using my skills to teach the teacher, if you would.
I'll have to consider this. I
As you're
don't.
considering it, just remember that once I do start, I won't stop until he's at that point where he's begging.
I'll consider this. And I will be very quiet on the drive back, probably. He's just going to be rolling things around in his head, trying to figure out what he should do next. And I'll take Deja to the farm and head back to the coterie house.
And Pax will catch a lift with Alistair because she doesn't have her car at the moment.
Mm.
When Daisy gets back to the farm, she'll go finish what she was doing before Alistair called her, and then head back to the coterie house.
Okay. So, Yvette, was there anything that you wanted to say to the wife and daughter of Mr. Knight before tucking them away for good night?
Nothing in particular. I try and keep it a little more than a short notice business trip. And I try to end up keeping it with that tone.
They express their thanks to you and are
Well,
definitely taken aback by the fact that you're French. Wasn't expected.
I make it a point to stay nearby, be sure to assist in any packing or anything of the like. After all, I am there to keep watch over them. But I do not believe I will be returning to the house as I am to keep an eye upon them.
Mm-hmm.
I also end up keeping a nearby room, but I warn them that if there is anything they end up requiring, be it food or other amenity, I will be sure to end up going and grabbing it myself. Apologizing for the inconvenience, but at this exact moment, I am well, making sure as to end up keeping nearby at all times. Such was the contract Monsieur Knight requested of me.
Point of order, you don't have to stay there and protect them. I just wanted you to get them somewhere safe. But that is up to your discretion of how you wanted to.
You hired Yvette on for a contract. She's going to
This
fulfill the
is,
contract.
yeah, I was about to say, this is depends on how she sees what he said. So I didn't want to tie you to this if you didn't want to be.
I also need to say at some point Deja is going to send a message to Yvette
Mm.
asking her where she should where she would need to meet her to get her key back.
Yvette would probably end up making it a meeting away from, not far away, but far enough away so as to not tell what hotel room that the ladies of night are currently staying at.
Deja knows they're in good hands, and she's not going to interfere with your business. She just wants to get the key to her house back.
All right.
Unless the ladies of the evening require me of something, she is staying on standby.
Mm-mm.
This is the worst part of the job, the waiting.
The waiting. Yep. Alistair, you open up the trunk, and your father is lying there, strangely on his back. And when you go to check him, there is no pulse.
Is everything okay?
I guess we hurt him a little bit more than we thought.
Why? What's wrong?
He is not breathing. And
At that,
I'll look and I'll see. Can I see has he started going into rigors, or has lividity set in, or how long has he been dead?
Minutes.
Okay.
Pax is gonna quickly move, and she's like, "Do you want me to resuscitate him or let him lie?"
No. I'll take this as a sign.
Okay.
I'll store
Seems
him
a
in the
bit.
basement till we can get him to Deja's.
Seems like he's getting off a bit easy, isn't he?
While there was part of me that enjoyed putting him in this place, I don't think I could have. Well, being what I am, this is probably half truth, half lie. I don't know if I would have enjoyed doing the same thing to him. Part of me that is not me, I think, would. It is a very strange thing to talk about this. I don't even know if I'm making sense.
More than you know. I think, Alistair, you and I grew up in a similar style of situation. I know I can understand what he did to you, what he did to your family, what he did to your mother and sister. So the feelings behind that are complex. And frankly, I don't think I could do the same thing to my own father.
Alistair will get a serious look on his face. I owe you for tonight. If you ever need help with that, or anything, let me know.
You don't owe me shit for this. This is not something you'll ever owe me for. As she says that, her eyes are on Alistair's father, and all she can see is her own.
Oh, how you
Well,
wish that that was your father lying there right now, Pax.
But at the same time, At the same time, she would never be able to do that to him.
His family. How could Alistair do that to family?
Well, maybe it's just that she's too much of a coward. And Alistair is just stronger than her in that sense. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe. I think that is
Can
where...
I say one more thing? Sorry,
Okay.
before we cut. I was waiting for you to finish the inner monologue. Alistair would notice that you were staring like that. If we did have somewhat of the same upbringing, know that, at least for the part of while we are coterie mates, we may not be family, but I don't want to see you get hurt like that again either. If you ever need the help, it's yours.
I'll keep that in mind, Alistair. Careful what you promise, though. Sometimes you might not be able to uphold it.
I think that is a very good place for us to call it a night. Our kindred go to bed for the day's sleep as morning quickly approaches. And of course, we will join them again for the following evening, next time, where Don Hernandez will meet with Lucio de la Rosa of San Antonio. Thank you guys so much for watching. And thank
Dax,
you to my
I'm
players.
so sorry.
What?
She had to sit there, or they had to sit there for so long. I still feel
What?
bad about that.
No, I'm good. I don't know if you noticed, but when I sit there and spam chat, that's me being completely engaged in the story still. Which has
Okay.
been the case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
No,
good.
I don't know. Part of me felt a little bad, but as long as you're good, then we're Gucci.
Gucci.
Yeah. Once again, as I said, as someone who's role played as long as I have, please, for the love of God, be inconvenient. It's funner that way.
Also,
Well, thank you all for that.
as a
tonight.
point of
That
order,
was good.
Gregor was off-screen hunting, so we could do one roll for that.
Oh, cool. Thank you. He is gonna do it alley cat fashion.
Okay.
As I said, just puts the taxi thing on top of the car, waits until someone decides they want to ride. He's got the visor up in between, and once he gets the order to drive, he just goes to the riverbank, has the screen come down, and just. Alright.
Get it.
That's a
That-
fucking expensive taxi to get.
Yeah. That's a Rolls Royce.
Dude, no shit. Like, I have seen some nice ass Ubers, and I'm like, that sounds like a cool idea for a character. That
Yeah,
was
I've seen
Gregor's whole entire
videos of
concept.
like Lambos and stuff being an Uber.
Yeah, that was the idea. That's Gregor's core idea. It's just fucking Lamborghini Uber. All right, yeah. What is Alley Cat's usual predator thing?
Strength and brawl.
Strength and brawl. I'm going to accidentally pulverize this sore son of a bitch. Can I use grappling for this?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. That'll get you.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. He's gonna take 2 dots.
Okay. And you are able to successfully do so.
And he just kind of leaves the person down at the beach gently at the riverbank and then drives away.
Ooh. You never know who might be watching across the river. But we'll have to figure that out next time.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So,
Man, I feel like Alistair and Pax have such a massive understanding of one another now.
Uh-huh.
I think so. I think it's a good one. Yeah. So
What's a little bonding over one corpse?
What's a little bonding over stains on your humanity?
Oops.
Oops.
Oh well, it's worth it. I don't give a shit.
3 stains for Alistair. 3 stains for... No. 2 stains for Deja and Pax for allowing it to happen.
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Gregor wasn't involved, and Yvette just scooped away a couple of ladies. She wasn't involved in that scene.
Can I argue for my touchstones?
Your convictions?
My convictions.
Okay. What's the first one?
Always aid women in need.
Okay. You can do one. Yes. And what is the other one?
See no harm comes to those you care about. This was very much about him keeping them safe.
Oh, I'd have to disagree heavily on that one. If you wanted to keep them safe, there were 1,000 different ways you could have played that out. This had to do here with payback.
Even though Alistair said it wasn't about payback, it was 100% about payback.
It could be just that I'm not smart enough to come up with another way to deal with them.
Well, maybe Alistair isn't. Maybe he's just that bent on revenge.
True.
Or was that bent on revenge.
All
Calling me
so I got
bookworm,
one.
couldn't think.
That's acceptable. I was prepared to roll for 3 stains and losing humanity over this anyways.
Alright.
So just click remorse, right?
Yep. Are there any convictions from Deja or Pax that might cover some of that?
The guilty shall suffer.
The guilty must be punished.
Those would be applicable.
Also, always keep your sworn word. Pax said she would back him on this. And she kept to that. Every step of the way.
Okay. Okay, I'll allow it, Pax.
Woo! So I don't have to roll it?
Nope.
Oh,
Nice.
But Asia does.
Yay. That's
Success.
a success. Yeah.
Oh, you both feel like absolute shit.
Does Deja know he's dead yet?
No.
Yes, you would.
By now, yes. Okay.
Yes, you would.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, because finishing up the night, he would have dragged the dead body down into the basement.
Okay.
Well,
And-
she's at the farm.
She came back to the coterie house.
Intermittently,
after
you both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's okay.
And Pax would know that too. So, but Pax, you may relate to how Alistair feels, and you may feel a bit justified in how it was handled, but you know that this is a slippery slope. You know it's a slippery
She knows how
slope.
deep it goes.
Yeah.
It's not the first time she's had to do something like this.
No.
And it sure as hell won't be the last.
And rarely has it been anybody this close to you.
She wants to not have to experience doing this to somebody that close to her again.
Well, that does it for remorse. What about some experience now? So,
We take those.
we take those.
Did anybody complete their desires?
Desires or towards ambitions?
I completed my desire, which was help my coterie feed, de-coterie feed, and that's,
You help
I
Pax
helped
feed.
feed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've had myself.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna leave
Yep.
that as my desire until tomorrow. But wait, no.
You can leave it up there, or the next day. The next day is going to be the meeting, so you can put it to desire and appropriate for that.
Minimize damage at the meeting.
All right. Good. So we're moving on to experience. So everybody at the table gets one for coming. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
hosting.
You guys are great players. Much appreciated. So, much like Derek does for his vampire games, we do things very similarly, where our players vote on who had the best scene, who moved the plot the furthest, and who had our best line of the night. But then there's also the poll for the best among the audience. Who was it that the audience loved the most? So, let's deliberate. Who had moved our plot the furthest?
Alistair.
Was an Alistair day.
Sounds unanimous.
Okay.
All right. Who had our best scene?
I mean, it was an Alistair day.
It's an Alistair day. It's literally
It
Alistair,
is.
the entire thing.
Holy shit.
He just gets all 4 points of experience.
Or I could throw forward fucking Pax trying to feed off of Gregor.
That was pretty good too.
That caught
was
me
an
off guard.
amusing. Yeah, that was amusing.
That
was
was
such
a
a good
very
scene,
amusing
though.
scene.
Very amusing. But does it top?
Mm.
What are your votes, players?
I'm gonna give myself with the pack scene just because I was like, whoa!
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that to Gregor as well because that was just so much fun.
Cool.
Mojo? Derek?
I voted for Alistair.
Alistair? Okay. Derek?
I already told you.
Alistair?
Alistair? Okay.
Alright.
And you're the deciding vote. Is that Alistair?
Yeah, I kind of liked the whole thing. It was a long scene,
Mm-hmm.
Alistair
and it was
wins.
a lot of fun to do.
Alistair
I'm
gets it.
okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best line.
Alistair.
4.
Shit, I posted it in the thing. It was when he was talking about, what would you like me to do? Fisticuffs, pistols at 10 paces, what? Like, I just loved the sarcasm in that.
It was dripping in that sarcasm, y'all.
Like, it was so much sarcasm. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, for once, I'll actually do what you want me to do. And his father could not give him an answer. I thought that was awesome.
Deja's threats.
The other one I liked that I was thinking was when his father was being a shit, and Alice was like, you for being so smart, you're pretty dumb. You should notice the things. And when he went into the whole tirade about how he's not the most dangerous person in the room, and he should learn his place.
I kind of loved that as well. I was like, oh, that is fucking great.
As much as I loved Dacia's threats, I loved that more. That had me and Mox both grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah, little do you know, you're fucking with a mob princess and an ex-soldier.
Mob princess. I love that. That's fucking great.
Yes, that's a thing that they've been calling her for a while now, as a mob princess. I'm like,
She is. She kind of is.
just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit. The Don can't admit that he plays favorites when it comes to packs. He just can't turn her into a made man because she's not a man.
Yeah.
She's not a man.
She's a woman.
What is between her legs is legitimately stopping it.
Well,
Yeah.
as far as
Boo.
Gregor is concerned, he already admitted he plays favorites by saying, yeah, this whole entire meetup thing is for PAX.
Yeah.
Is he really going to let his favorite tool / princess go to waste?
So many questions to be had.
So many questions. But you'll all get to meet Lucio de la Rosa next time, which is a very
It
fun
should be
character. I
interesting.
love to play him. He's so good.
I've missed Lucio. He's so great.
I can't wait to
This'll-
meet him.
This will be a first for me too.
He didn't make an appearance in Aftermath, but he's definitely, you know, that elder tier sort of Ancilla that just has that sort of air about him. So you'll all get to meet him next time, and his guest.
Here.
And his guest, because Gregor asked him to bring a guest.
Holy shit.
I'm scared.
You'll
What have I done?
Which guest is he gonna bring?
have to find out next
I'm
time.
looking at a chat. I actually had a couple of good lines that I forgot about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were a few good ones.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
there
nice.
were.
Love to see it.
I'm good at it every once in a while, guys.
Hey,
You rocked it tonight.
You're really good at lines.
The secret
Don't-
is I discovered the secret. We just have to really properly give you a spotlight moment. And then you start to flourish.
No. I don't
Yes.
want too much
Yes.
spotlight. No.
This whole
No,
episode was
no,
about
this-
you, bitch.
You,
I know
You-
it was.
Noted.
you may not want it, but you sometimes need that little extra push.
Your
know.
best scenes are when you're cornered
Yes.
and you are
honestly.
focused.
I'm
It's
good.
like a-
I'm good when I'm under pressure and in character. Because
Yes,
I just think about like what I would do and say, and
absolutely.
it's just natural.
Just let it happen. Just let it
That's the
happen. In
best
every case,
kind.
that's the best. That's the best way to roleplay.
Lupe's gonna corner you at every opportunity.
I hate my life.
No, you don't.
truly,
That's true.
truly, like, man, you do come out with some real zinger lines. Like, I've got how many times you were voted for best line? You've been voted best line almost as much as Derek has.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't realize.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're good at zingers.
That fat guy. He's your man.
Apparently, I'm a little sassy. We're going to go with it.
There ain't nothing wrong with being
Embrace
sassy.
the sass.
Embrace it, yeah. But yeah, I appreciate all of y'all for being wonderful players, because you all are great. So even Zulu's throwing out some Alistair emotes, giving him some love. Yep, because it definitely looks like our unless there's some audience shenanigans, you know, Alistair right now is on the top when it comes to audience favorite.
Holy shit!
Yep.
It was
But,
tied until just a minute ago.
Right. Radagast is saying good job. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I'll take it, I guess. I mean, I kind of feel bad that it's like when I have the spotlight because I hope that everybody else at least had fun for that.
Don't you dare feel bad.
Hey,
Don't you dare.
I have
don't
my
feel
feelings
bad
are.
at all.
To be
I
fair,
loved this session.
fat guy, everyone else at this table has already had a spotlight session with me in previous Chronicles. Live it up.
You gotta
Okay,
take your
I
serve your
will-
time.
I will, but I want to tell Mox my feelings are valid. If I want to feel bad, I will feel bad.
And I want to throw this out there. As much as part of Deja wanted to kill him, she did not intend to.
I
This
didn't
is
intend
this
to
is what
either,
happens
but
when you have mortals and you get like 6 or 7 successes on them when you try to beat them up.
Mm. Mm.
Criticals on mortals are bad things. I will remember that for the future.
Yes,
note to
honey.
self: if you want to beat up your own father, do not let Mojo roll
Yes,
the
honey.
first hit.
Because they don't have damage. In fact, you instantly created like 3 points of aggravated damage on him. I wasn't even
Oh,
keeping track, but
oh
like
shit!
instantly he was
Yeah.
like
It was
Damn.
full on broken nose, basically like caved in skull on that part of him. He barely was able to talk, and then Alistair goes and kicks him in the gut, and which was hard enough to crack ribs, and who knows, he might have had a heart attack or choked. You don't know.
There's 1,000 ways this could have gone, and I really expected Alistair to either A, ghoul him, B, eat him, or C, just take him by the scruff and lead him to the house.
I was
But he
Yeah.
expecting Alistair at the end to give him some blood to figure things out later.
He wasn't thinking about that.
I was actually expecting him to say, yes, please resuscitate him to Pax, but he said, no, I'll take this as a sign. I was like, really?
Oh.
After all that, you're gonna just
let
let
him
him get
go.
off easy?
Yeah, just let him go.
We just
Jeez.
saw the darker side of Alistair, and it's not as dark as we thought, but in somewhat darker than we expect.
For
Well,
sure.
there
for
may
sure.
have been, like I said, there may have been part of him that wanted revenge. But
Oh, absolutely. Are you joking me? That was the whole thing.
So, like,
Just
like-
take a
Alistair,
moment.
Alistair's the favorite for today.
Alistair's
Pax
the
was
favorite.
absolutely trying to egg that bit on. Was that
Yes.
revenge bit and like playing on that as like, how good would he have felt if his father had have actually begged for forgiveness? And that's what Pax was trying to get at, was beg your son for forgiveness. Beg
Yes.
him.
I'm not going to
Alistair has
lie.
cat energy.
Alistair has what?
Cat energy. So he has prey, right? And he sits there and just plays with it and plays with it and plays with it until it fucking dies by accident. And then he looks at it like, what do you want me to do with it?
We're done. I'm done with this one.
It's like,
Bring
okay, I'm
me
bored now.
another.
No, I'm not going to lie. Like, the whole thing of his nose getting broken and Pax being intimidating and messing with him a little bit. Alistair was eating that shit up because it's just like, the fact that he has to sit there and take this is such a hurt to his ego. He is used to being in control and having people fear him. And now he's on the back foot.
Fair enough.
And if Alistair had kept him alive, it would have gotten so much worse.
Yeah,
that's
a lot of
honestly-
that would have been fade to black.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly,
Potentially
with
more
that,
stains later down the road.
yeah, see that.
Definitely.
Honestly, I'm kind of happy he went out like that because Alistair didn't know what he wanted to do.
He did not make the mistake that Faust did.
Yeah.
Leaving them alive.
Embracing him.
Oh,
Oh, I remember that.
that
I remember that.
I,
I remember that.
that was
So
right
many-
before I came in.
That was a beautiful moment. Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
So many fucking mistakes were made.
But we learn.
You live.
Well, now that everything's all wrapped up, I think it's time for our couple of streamers here to shill for themselves a little bit. Mother, what you got coming up?
Well, on Friday, I believe it's this Friday, correct, Raven?
For your killer race? I think it was,
Yeah, our killer race is coming up. All of us will be playing our mains, and we will have 2 guest stars coming appearing if they are still up for it. A certain Mr. Macabre Derek, who at this point we don't know who his main is because, well, he frankly plays everybody. And we will have Lethality also showing up.
Ooh. Yes.
So it will be also me, myself, That Fat Guy 3, Raven Star, Pandesu, and a Desolate Fox.
Yeah.
So if you wish to come and watch us shit talk each other and race to 30 kills,
Yep.
by all means.
First to 30 wins. Any
Mhm.
special winnings, or is everybody just kind of like bragging rights?
It's bragging rights, and most of the time, some of us put up little things. Like I
Oh,
think the last race we did, Raven put up a print.
nice.
Little
Hell
thing,
yeah.
anything's like, we don't
Mostly
really do this
bragging
for
rights.
prizes. Yeah, it's mostly bragging rights.
Mostly bragging rights because it's amongst friends. Very nice, very
Yeah.
nice. Well then, we have Macabre Derek, who's got stuff going on tomorrow. What you making tomorrow? Oh, you're muted.
We're going to be doing a bit of illustrative work, and yeah, that's about it. I got a few commissions I got to end up getting caught up on. We'll be doing that and drawing on the macabre tomorrow.
Very nice. Very nice. Always love Derek's work. He's great at the art. I personally love all of his artwork, so definitely give him a check out at Macabre Derek on everything. So definitely give him a look. I don't have a mod today, otherwise I would have had shout out commands. Oops. But that all being said, with all of us here in the lovely area of Twitch at CoffeeCat Presents, you definitely should be keeping an eye out for more of Austin by Starlight next week. Of course, with the holidays coming up, we're definitely going to keep you guys informed as to what schedules are going to look like. I'm still kind of putting together whether or not Rebirth is gonna be airing tomorrow, given that it is Thanksgiving here in the U.S. But if there's enough people, then might do some little stories. Maybe not progress the story depending on who's here, but we definitely will still be doing stuff next week though, so that we can continue the story of this coterie. Next time with the meeting with Lucio de la Rosa on Austin by Starlight on Wednesday, and then Thursdays will be Rebirth as the party, the Lucky Sevens, continue on their quest to find this necromancer question mark who might be plaguing the city of Combe in the country of Argyll. So until then, say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
You gonna let him get off that easy?